I'm Benjamin Ayimba. I'm a rugby enthusiast. I'm a family person. I'm an entrepreneur by ambition, and I like to make things happen. Rugby, because it's my passion, I've stuck to it. As a business, I do branding, which is basically visibility, so to speak.
He represents the modern-day rugby legend, a man who achieved it all as a player and as a coach as well. The journey started way back in 1996 at Impala RFC, a team that played in the lower division of Kenya Rugby, the Eric Shirley Shield.
It was very difficult to break through to the national team. And of course, that was compounded by the fact that the Impala people are not the it kind of guys, the ghetto boys and stuff. So it was very difficult breaking into the national team. Then we didn't have as many competitions, but the few that were there were very coveted. So it was important that you make it the national team.
Selection into the national team was by a panel that observed the players during trials for national team selection. Ayimba went for one of the trials in 1996 and decided to give it his best shot.
That day, I think I gave it my all, and that was the beginning of it all.
Not many opportunities were available, with only 3 or 4 tournaments a year. It was not until 1999 that the Kenya team was invited for the IRB 7th circuit. Then the big break for Ayimba and the Kenya Sevens team came in 2003, 5 years after their first invitation to play in the IRB 7th circuit.
We were invited to Hong Kong. On that occasion, beat Australia, got to the quarterfinals. And that was how we started being a core team, because after that, when we ended that season ended, we had qualified to have enough points to get to a core team. Then the core teams were 8. We ended up 8th.
As a coach and player, his last game was in 2006. Very few players in rugby get to be the captain and the coach, but Ayimba was the captain and then coach for both the national Sevens rugby team as well as the national 15s team. Quite a remarkable achievement.
I had an advantage because then there was very few people with proper understanding of the rugby game. And for me, it was a passion that I wanted to, it's something I dedicated my life to. And I think just because of the sheer dedication and time that I gave it, I became a little better in its understanding and playing it.
After 8 years at Impala RFC, Ayimba defected to Nondescripts RFC. There he met Dickie Evans, a gentleman from England who was a big supporter of Kenya Rugby. His contribution to Kenya Rugby included giving exposure to Kenyan rugby players. 2010 was a big year for Ayimba as the coach of the Kenya Sevens rugby team. The team had taken the IRB circuit by storm, reaching a cup final and making the semi-final of the Sevens Rugby World Cup. This caught the attention of the then head of state, President Mwai Kibaki.
I'm now an OGW, which is Order of the Grand Warrior. It is, I think, 3rd tier in terms of presidential awards, and this was in recognition to my contribution to the game of rugby. I think anyone wants to get that kind of commendation, especially from the president, and I feel very honored. It's a very humbling gesture.
Despite the achievements in rugby, Benjamin Ayimba still has a burning desire, and the desire is to spread the game of rugby to all the parts of Kenya.
I know what I can do now to change the face of rugby in Kenya. I can go out there, I can go to every county and set up rugby clubs and rugby playing culture. That I'm able to do, and I probably will do. It already started. So I went to Bomet the other day and I was very humbled. I went to this school, and they play rugby in a pitch that is really between classes. And I was shocked that they knew who I was. And after that, the way they crowded the car I was in, that was very humbling. I think for me that's a satisfaction that I need to have. I'll probably go out there, sink my head a little more, see if one day I stand out and my name is written somewhere in the Kenya rugby scene.
Ayimba is living his dream, from the Masaku Sevens to Kitui Sevens and rugby in Bomet. The dream is slowly becoming a reality for one of the most decorated rugby sons of Kenya.
And that's one way of getting it then.